In the last video, we covered the iterable interface, and in this video, we will be focusing on the collection interface. So let's start. Collection is basically an interface, as we can see in the documentation. It is an interface that extends iterable. And the documentation says that this is the root interface in the collection hierarchy, which means all the major collections, they all implement this interface indirectly, except map, which does not belong to this hierarchy. Map has its own hierarchy, but all other collections, including list, sets, queues, they all implement this interface indirectly. Now, the collection interface does not represent a specific collection, but it is a generalization. It says that all the collections must have this behavior, must have these methods. And these methods are declared in this interface. So, for example, size, it says that a collection must have a size method that will return the number of elements in this collection. Is empty will basically it will return a boolean if this collection has no elements. If the collection is empty, then it will return a true. Similarly, contains says that if you pass me an object, then the collection should be able to tell us whether or not it contains that object or that value. So it returns a boolean. Iterator we have already seen, because this extends iterable interface, then that means it will have, or the collection must have, the iterator method so that it can return an iterator in order to loop over the elements. ToArray method is used to convert the collection to an array. So if we are using an array list, and then in that case, if we want to have an array from the array list, we can call this method on the array list ToArray. That will return an object array. We can also specify the type of the array. In that case, we can use this method ToArray, where we can specify the type in order to get the array of that type instead of object array that is returned by this method by default, ToArray. All right. Add method is used to add an element to the collection. Similarly, remove is used to remove the value, a given value from that collection. Then we have contains all. It again returns a boolean, and it accepts a collection and it checks if all the elements are there in the target collection. So if this collection contains all of the elements in the specified collection, to check that we use contains all. Add all can be used to add the values from a given collection to this collection. Remove all can be used to remove all the values from this collection, from the past collection. Okay, what else is there? Remove if. Remove if can be used. So for example, we have a collection and we want to say something like this, that remove all the elements if they satisfy this condition, a given condition. Then we can use the remove if method, which is a default method, and it accepts a predicate, the condition. What it will do, it will, using the iterator again, it will use the iterator of that collection. Using the iterator, for each element, it will test this condition. So you see filter.test and each item from that collection using next. If that item satisfies this condition, then that item will be removed from the collection. So we can use remove if. Retain all, clear, all these methods are there in the collection interface. Equals, hash code to check the equality and hashing, and then some default methods to support stream operations like splitrator, stream, and parallel stream. So as you can see, it does not have much implementation. Most of the methods are abstract methods except few default methods. And it comes back to the same point that it does not represent a specific collection, but it's a generalization. the most specific collection types would extend this interface, and ultimately they will provide the implementation of the methods declared in this interface. So that's pretty much it on the collection interface, and in the next video we will cover the specific collections like list and abstract collection and set, all these things.